Okay, now I am going to start the assembly. Now I am going to start the assembly. This is one of the end plate. I am placing it downwards. This is a bolt nut. This is a M8 size bolt nut required for this assembly. This is a Teflon cloth. I already explained this. So I am placing it on the end plate. Okay, this is a current collector, copper, which I have explained already. I am placing it over this, and similarly I have a silicone o-ring, a rubber. I am keeping it here. This is actually a simple assembly used for the fuel cell. It is easy to assemble. This assembly is very easy, anyone can assemble. This is MEA. So there is some convention is there, whether you can keep your cathode on the downwards or upwards. It is based on your preference only. Usually we keep cathode on the bottom side. This is a graphite flow channel, which I have already explained this. This is a double serpentine flow channel of a electrode size of 8.41. So now there are two holes wherein gas enters and leaves. So I am placing it over this. These two holes should match these two holes. So I am placing it like this. So this is a flow channel. As I told you earlier, I am keeping cathode downwards. This is anode side, this side is a cathode side. I am keeping cathode as a down. So I am placing here I have both the silicon gasket and the MEA. This together membrane electrode assembly is there. I have put a gasket also, silicon gasket. I have kept my MEA here carefully, and this is another flow channel for anode or cathode. Now I am going to play. This is an anode flow channel. Bottom one is a cathode. This is anode flow channel. So I am going to place this. These two, in the bottom flow channel, the holes are in this diagonal. So this diagonal is also in the similar way. So this hole should be parallel. Okay. So I am placing this. I am placing this flow channel over this. This is an anode flow channel. Again I have to keep the current collector, copper current collector, in this fashion. So I have to leave a open here, and I am placing this the same silicon o-ring. Okay, this is a Teflon cloth, I told to avoid the short between the current collector and the end plate. Now I am going to place this. We are about to the closing of the assembly. This is the final end plate. So I have fixed the o-ring and the Teflon cloth and current collector and all. So I am going to place this end plate. Okay, so exactly suit to this bolt. So you have to be very patient in doing this in such a way that it should not be misplaced anywhere. So this is so we have closed the assembly, and final stage is the fixing. Here you can see this is a Teflon actually washer. The Teflon washer is usually used for the assembly, again for the safety of short connection. So I am going to place this Teflon washer on all the bolts. Teflon and the steel washer I will place. So now I am going to finish the assembly. Last bolt I am tightening with the end plate. So there are 8 bolts I have fixed. So initially I have to make the hand tight of the fuel cell assembly. The maximum possible you have to do this hand tight. Then only it will rigidly fix into the flow channel and the MEA. And finally you have to look at this place, it is exactly in pair with the flow channel, you can see. So there is no tilt or variation in the flow channel, you can see. So you have to ensure this by looking at its side. You can see all these are rigidly fixed without any misplacing or tilt. So with that it is over. This is actually a heater to heat the end plate and to heat the MEA. it will directly heat the MEA. So it is actually 25 watt polyamide heaters. You can fix this on the end plate, or you can place it in between. So we have already fixed this heater. Now I have finished this hand tight of the bolts. Then, as I said earlier, this is a torque wrench, this is a torque wrench. It is available in the market. The various Newton meter units are given here. I have set 2 Newton meter in this torque wrench. This 2 Newton meter, as I told you earlier, it is based on the end plate size, thickness, and the flow channel size and bolt length and all. And based on that I have calculated. So we have optimized as a 2 Newton meter. Now I fix this value and I am going to tight with the torque wrench. So you can keep it on the bolt side, you can keep it on the bolt side and you can tight it. So initially you should not give any over tight. As I told you earlier, if you tighten at one bolt, and you have to make a tighten of exactly opposite, diagonal opposite, so 1 rotation. And if you tight this 2 rotation, and you have to make exactly opposite bolt 2 rotation. Likewise, you have to do the uniform tightening of the bolt, uniform tightening of the bolt. So now I am making it, and I will tell you how to ensure the 2 Newton meter torque. I will tell you at the end. After making the initial tight, then only you can ensure the 2 Newton meter range. Now I will make sure how to ensure the 2 Newton meter. If you over tighten it, so 1 click sound will come. 1 click sound will come in the torque wrench. Okay. Now it is somehow loose, so you can see, click is there. It is not audible actually. 1 click sound will come in the torque wrench. Click. Okay, 1 click is over, so 2 Newton meter is over. So likewise you can give the 2 Newton meter tight on all the bolts. And during the final tightening, you can do the clockwise or anti-clockwise, serious way, clockwise or anti-clockwise. But you have to ensure the click sound. It may not be audible here, but you can feel it while doing the assembly. It is very easy. And now I am making the 2 Newton meter tightening in all the bolts. So the tightening is very essential. Then only the reactant gases will react to the anode or cathode efficiently. Otherwise there will be a leakage and there will be a drop in voltage or drop in current. Now the fixing is over. Now we have fixed a fuel cell with the MEA. This is a cathode side. What you have assembled here is a cathode and this is an anode. Here I have to send the oxygen gases. Oxygen will enter here, will leave here, and likewise hydrogen will enter and leave here. Actually the entering should be at the top and the leaving should be at the bottom. So here entering hydrogen, leaving hydrogen, entering oxygen, leaving oxygen. Now the assembly is over. Now we are going to test this fuel cell. Let us see how it is performing and how to do the testing. This is a portable electrolyzer which I have already explained. So here in this portable electrolyzer is producing oxygen and hydrogen, the cathode and anode side. Here oxygen is coming out. You can see the drops, the oxygen is coming out and the hydrogen is also coming. Okay, these two gases I fed directly into my assembled cell. Oxygen on this side and the hydrogen on this side. Oxygen is entering and oxygen is leaving. Hydrogen is entering and hydrogen is also leaving here. Let us see how the oxygen is leaving. You can see the leaving oxygen. You can see the leaving oxygen on this side. Here it is entering, it is leaving. So you can make sure whether it is properly leaving in the gas plates, flow plates. You can see the gases, which is hydrogen gas is leaving here. Okay, so you have to make sure this. So otherwise why you have to make sure this, you know, you can check whether there is any block is there or not. If there is any block, the out gas will not come. Now it is coming. Now we have fed the gases successfully. Now this is an electronic load. I am connecting the wires on the fuel cell. This is a negative polarity. I am connecting the negative electrode of a fuel cell, I mean in the hydrogen side. This is the positive polarity. I am connecting on the oxygen side. So the two polarities I am connecting on the fuel cell. Actually you can make a screw tight also. If you want exact fitting, you can make the fastener on it. Now just I am making a crocodile clip connection. Now let us see how the performance of the fuel cell is. Now after assembling and testing, we have fed the hydrogen and oxygen gases. You can see the performance in the electronic load. You can see the open cell voltage 0.92 and 0 current, and you can take the current now. Slowly you can adjust the fine adjustment. So I am slowly taking the current. You can see the voltage reduction. When I take the current, voltage will reduce, you know, which I have already explained in the earlier session. You can see when I start taking the current, when I suck the current, the voltage is slowly reducing. You can see the 1 amp current 0.47 is a volt, and likewise I am slowly increasing the current, and I have to go till 0.1. Okay, so in 0.1 you see the current is about 2 amps. This is a medium and below average MEA. The performance is low, and you can find a low current here, actually 2 amps only. At 2 amps, 0.1 volt to 2 amps it is taking. This is a peak voltage and current. So actually peak performance is calculated in different way, and the peak performance may lie in between 0.9 and 0.1. It may be 0.4 or 0.3 somewhere else. If we calculate exactly, then we can find the peak performance. Now the maximum current for this ME and assembly is 2 amps at 0.1 volt. When I start reduce in taking the current to 0, you can find the OCV again. The OCV again is displaying, you know, 0.9 volt is again coming. So these are performance characteristics of this assembled cell. Thank you very much.